to the program mentors at the national labs. Without them, these programs would not be able to have the impact that they do. I'm totally grateful. And I also want to thank the staff at the labs and in our Office of Workforce Development for teachers and scientists, that staff who pour so much heart and thought into how we can promote more STEM talent in every pocket of the country, in particular here at DOE. So President Biden, he recognizes just how much rides on our ability to support more research and development. And of course, he's very focused on how to build a skilled and diverse STEM workforce, whether it's to keep our people safe or to keep our economy growing or to keep our planet from suffering the catastrophic impacts of the climate crisis. You can see that commitment of the president in the American Jobs Plan, which is that plan that he has proposed to get us on track to win the future. That plan would invest tens of billions of dollars in our nation's research.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. Having a little bit of technical difficulties with the video. We will share that with you all later because it's a really great message that the Secretary has for you all. And you know, we're living in these COVID times, these virtual times, gotta be prepared for some technical difficulties. So we'll definitely share that with you all so you can hear her message. Next, I want to turn it over to our very, very special guest speaker. We have Congressman Sean Casten on the line, who some of you may know. He is a STEM major himself. He has a lot of amazing things to share about his background in this field. Congressman, I'm going to turn it over to you for some opening remarks.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank anybody on the IT side, because if you have to follow Secretary Granholm, it's best to follow her after there's an IT glitch. Otherwise, it just makes me look bad. So I really, thanks to all. What a privilege to be with you all. Congratulations to all the awardees, but more significantly, thank you for all that you're doing. Your research, pushing the frontiers of knowledge along further. It is not lost on me how long and sometimes tedious and necessary that research is. I represent the 6th District in Illinois, which is just north of Argonne Lab and just west of Fermilab, which is to say that we have a lot of really cool and nerdy research that goes on, everything from battery development at to advanced protein chemistry, the GREET model that looks at all sorts of fuel chain analyses, and then of course basic particle physics at Fermilab. And we are so lucky to have it there. For me personally, as the speaker mentioned, I back several decades ago when I was getting my graduate degree at Dartmouth in New Hampshire, it was all funded by a grant from Oak Ridge, which at the time didn't mean much to me, except that after spending a lot of long hours in labs, running fermenters and collecting samples, eventually, once I had something that was poster worthy, we had to rent a van and drive out to Gatlinburg and go learn what all the other people were doing in the field. And I know that a lot of you are probably doing a lot of those long nights working in your own labs. And for all that have done it, and and all those around you working in the labs who may not be here today, thank you for pushing that knowledge a little bit further. And it's an honor well deserved. So thank you, congratulations, and look forward to the rest of the event.
righty. Thank you so much, Congressman. We really, really appreciate you being here. So let's jump into some Q&A. So I am just thrilled for the conversation today. So I'm an electrical engineer myself, and I have such fond memories of when I was in college and I got to participate in internships at some of our federal research labs. It was just such a cool experience. And I know that all of you are just going to have amazing summers. And so let's dig in and let's talk about some of the work you're going to be doing. We have a few folks who we're going to be featuring as part of the conversation today. And Shania, would love to start with you. So your research touches on two areas that are mission critical for us at DOE and frankly for America, which is solar technologies and semiconductors. So what are you most excited to learn about this summer at the National Renewable Energy Lab where you're going to be doing your internship?
I'm really looking forward to learning more about the development of reactive ion etching techniques. I want to learn why some techniques work better than others, and I find the fact that like this process can be done both physically and chemically kind of fascinating, and I just want to know more about that entire part of semiconductors being built and whatnot.
Awesome. For those of us who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about what reactive ion techniques, what that means and what excites you about it? You're on mute, Shania.
From what I understand about it, it's like burning patterns into a substrate. I know that what I'm going to be doing is I'm making V grooves so that anything that we put on top of it will lay on top of those grooves and in the valleys and in the hills. So that's essentially what that etching is. That's just creating those grooves. And this can be done with strong chemicals, and it can be done physically. And I just like that part of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Shania. Yeah, it's really neat how something as complex as a solar cell at the end of the day is really just this physical object that has like these different shapes and these different patterns that, you know, help it generate electricity from the sun. That is really, really cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. We're next going to go to Blareem. You've been selected for an award through DOE's Community College Internship Program, but here you're heading to University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign in the fall to continue your computer engineering studies. And congratulations, that's huge. So as you get ready to start this next chapter in your education, what are you most excited about to get out of your internship with the Pacific Northwest National Lab this summer?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, Tanya, and thank you to Secretary Granholm. I know it's kind of unfortunate she wasn't able to make it today, but you know, I'm really appreciative and honored to be here, and really happy that she organized us all today. And you know, I feel really prepared to take these next steps, both in my career and my education at U of I and PNNL, thanks to the amazing engineers and researchers. And my time at the College of DuPage. And I know Congressman is familiar with the College of DuPage, you know, being from the Illinois area. And so as for what I'm most excited to get out of my internship this summer, I'm looking to pursue a career in embedded systems, and I'm really fascinated with machine learning as well. And not only does this internship perfectly align with my interests, but it will allow me to learn more about my field and build upon my interests in a way that I don't think would be possible anywhere else. And you know, to speak a little bit more about my internship, I will be a machine learning, IoT, cybersecurity intern, and I will be analyzing network interactions and applying cybersecurity standards in order to develop a machine learning algorithm. And you know, this algorithm will then be built into an early warning and detection system, which will further assist in IoT development. And I'm confident that my exposure in this field will help me transition to the next university level, but you know, also some of the other things that this program offers, like they will teach me how to form technical documents and research papers. And I think those skills are going to be really valuable for me moving forward, both in my career and my education. And after speaking with my mentor and some of the other engineers and researchers at PNNL, over the past couple of months, it's only really reaffirmed my excitement and really assured me that I'm in a position to take my skills and my knowledge to the next level and even make a significant contribution in a field that I'm personally passionate about. And I think that it's this combination of learning and then applying my learning that I'm really excited to do this summer. And, all of this within just 10 weeks, I think that's all really exciting.
That is so great to hear. Thank you for sharing that with us. And yeah, those topics that you mentioned, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, those are so important in our world right now, right? As we're moving toward this increasingly connected world and navigating all these really complicated cybersecurity topics. Just curious if you could say a little bit about what drew you to wanting to work on those areas.
I've always found cybersecurity to be quite interesting. I know that the way it's kind of portrayed to the general public, they use kind of all these like cool like fancy terms for things. I just thought that was kind of cool initially, but as I really kind of dove into the field, I find that it's really kind of something that's challenging. It's definitely very challenging in a way, but I sort of like that challenge because it forces you to learn every part of a system, because that's what you have to do in order to be able to secure it. And I think that's really exciting to me and something that kind of initially drew me towards the field in the first place.
Awesome. I love that. It's so great to hear about your passion for this topic. That really, really comes through. Next, we'll jump to Danielle, who is one of our graduate student research awardees. So I understand that you also interned at a DOE National Lab earlier in your career, and you currently work with one of our user facilities. So welcome. We love that you're already part of the DOE family. So as someone who is a little bit more advanced in their career as a student, what advice would you share with the students on the call today as they start their journey with DOE and launch their careers beyond their undergraduate studies?
Yeah, well, first off, thank you so much for having me. And I definitely look forward to continuing my relationship with the DOE in the future. So yeah, as you mentioned, I actually participated in the SULI program during my undergraduate degree. So the advice that I would give to students is to really milk this opportunity, take full advantage of this opportunity that you're given, because you're going to be in this place that has state-of-the-art equipment that a lot of universities don't have access to. So, really talk around, get to know people, even outside of your lab, see if they can show you tours of their lab. I remember my experience, I got to talk with a postdoc in the lab next to us, and he showed me their low temperature, system and setup. And, through a random walk of my graduate career, I ended up working on low temperature physics that I didn't really expect to. And so that experience really helped me kind of, be more prepared. And, I wasn't really expecting that. And then you're also around all of these brilliant scientists that you're also around in universities, but they're a wealth of knowledge that you can talk to and learn from and ask those stupid questions. And then the other thing is that this is an opportunity to get to research every day full time. So really kind of reflect on if you like this and if you want to, pursue this as a career. My experience at SULI or during SULI is what, decided for me that I wanted to go to grad school and do research full time at a national lab.
That is great advice. Thank you for sharing that with us, Danielle. So next I want to turn to a faculty member. That's a great transition. Learning whether research is something you want to do for your career is an important thing to figure out. And clearly Dr. Lombardini decided research was something he wanted for his career. So we're going to transition to Dr. Lombardini and Ricardo, who were selected through a program that specifically grants opportunities to schools that don't always have the same scientific resources or capacities as big research institutions through the visiting faculty program. So Dr. Lombardini, what advice do you have for these students who are super, super excited to pursue STEM fields, but don't really know how to take their research ambitions to the next level?
Yes, thank you. I would encourage students, especially those who are early on in their education at a college or university, just to try to get involved in as many research experiences as possible. In particular, I believe that they should try different areas of research within the realm of their interests. What they're involved in right now is a tremendous start, an opportunity. I would continually look for organizations that provide undergraduate research opportunities, such as the Sustainable Research Pathways Program, which is the program that helped Ricardo and I to get into this visiting faculty program at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab. Hopefully with these experiences, they will find an overlap between their strengths and interests, as well as a problem that compels them to search for an answer. In other words, find a great fit. In my opinion, this will fuel their ambitions, and taking their research to the next level will come naturally. For those grad students, I would just say, research is difficult. There's dead ends, there's frustrations, but giving a boost to their ambition requires a willingness to work through the challenges and to realize that their accomplishments tend to take more time than one is used to. And research is very exciting and rewarding in many ways, but persistence and patience are kind of the cardinal virtues in the process. Just some side notes. I think the key things to practice are writing and giving presentations. You should volunteer to give presentations. You should find opportunities to write. Communication is so important in the field, and some people miss that. And so I recommend really getting into that.
Thank you, Dr. Lombardini. I love that advice. I couldn't agree more. I think especially as scientists and engineers, it can be sometimes really, really hard to communicate to folks who aren't as familiar with the sciences about our work and what we're doing. And I thought Shania did such a great job at the top of this call, talking about her project and what she's working on in ways that it's easier for folks to understand. And I totally agree with that advice, Dr. Lombardini, that the training I've received in communication and giving presentations has really helped me throughout my career as well. So that's great advice. So lastly, we're going to turn to Ricardo, who is a student working with Dr. Lombardini, and we'll be working with him this summer on a research project. So Ricardo, can you tell us what you hope to learn from your experience this summer that you might be able to take back and share with your peers?
Yes, first, thank you again for this opportunity. It's a great way to not just showcase what we're all doing as part of these programs, but just be a part of something I would never imagine actually. And so through this VFP program with the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, I hope to learn computational skills at what's known as a really prestigious facility, which houses one of the most powerful supercomputers in the world, and as well as gain collaboration skills and laboratory experience with distinguished scientists in the computational science field. Being I studied biophysics at St. Mary's University, and so through that program, I just love combining skills that I learned from different disciplines such as chemistry, physics, and biology, and bringing them together with research. And in my case, I just finished my third year of university, I'm going to start applying to neuroscience graduate programs. And one thing you realize in that field is that computers are a very integral part of neuroscience research. And it's only going to increase in how important computers are in that field. And so I believe that this experience with the National Laboratory will definitely develop my skills and help me implement computation skills in my research in the future. And lastly, aside from that, I really hope to use this experience as an inspiration to share with my peers back at St. Mary's. So I'm actually part of another federal program, the Mark U Star program, that what they do is they aim to provide undergraduates, disadvantaged undergraduates, with research opportunities and to prepare them for PhD schools in the biomedical sciences. And so I really hope to use this experience, and although it may not necessarily be biomedical related, I want to use this research experience to show my peers that your passion can take you to far places that you would never imagine going. I would never imagine I'm part of a research experience with the Department of Energy, even if you asked me that 3 months ago. So yeah, and so I just want to share that, and just despite our circumstances growing up and the adversity we face, we can achieve great heights in what we want to do.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. I really appreciate you sharing that story with us. And I mean, congratulations. We're so thrilled that you're part of this program. And I really hope that you help your peers achieve success as well, and that more students from your university and from that program that you mentioned will come to the labs and come to DOE and do this great work, because we need more folks like you, and just really, really appreciate you sharing your story with us. So we're gonna try to play the Secretary's video for you all again. Hopefully this time, I think we can do it with without technical difficulties. So let's give that one more shot.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us, especially all of our student and faculty awardees. I know mostly all of you are studying for finals, you're busy, you're finishing up projects, maybe you're getting ahead on grading if you're a faculty member, but for the next few minutes, I just want you to put all of that out of your minds and get excited about what comes next. And that, of course, is the amazing STEM research that you're going to be pursuing this summer at the DOE's National Labs. So whether you're a student who's going to get some valuable hands-on experience that is going to set you up for what we hope is the career of your dreams, or maybe you're a professor who's going to take your life's work another step further, you're all going to be working alongside some of the most brilliant scientists and engineers in the world. You're going to be collaborating with them and learning from them and helping them to advance these mission critical research opportunities that affect the future of our entire nation. So I just want to take a second here to give a huge shout out to the program mentors at the National Labs. Without them, these programs would not be able to have the impact that they do. I'm totally grateful. And I also want to thank the staff at the labs and in our Office of Workforce Development for teachers and scientists, that staff who pour so much heart and thought into how we can promote more STEM talent in every pocket of the country, in particular here at DOE. So President Biden, he recognizes just how much rides on our ability to support more research and development. And of course, he's very focused on how to build a skilled and diverse STEM workforce, whether it's to keep our people safe or to keep our economy growing or to keep our planet from suffering the catastrophic impacts of the climate crisis. You can see that commitment of the president in the American Jobs Plan, which is that plan that he has proposed to get us on track to win the future. That plan would invest tens of billions of dollars in our nation's researchers and laboratories and universities, not to mention, of course, an investment in our nation's ability to compete on the global stage as other countries do similar investments in their nation's future. But once we get this American Jobs Plan passed, who's going to help to bring these investments to life? Who's going to do it? You are. Our goal with all of these programs is to give you the tools that you need to flourish in long and rewarding STEM careers, because we need every solution, every innovation, every viewpoint we can get, especially given the problems out there and everything we have to accomplish. So we need more folks figuring out how to deploy clean energy at scale. We need more people working on tools and algorithms to unlock the secrets of the universe. We need more people building critical technologies that power our way of life right here at home. And we need that workforce. We need that workforce to look like America, because when we have a diverse and inclusive range of voices in the lab and in the field, asking questions, making observations, identifying needs, when we've got that, that's when we create the very best solutions for our people. And as a preview to the folks tuning in, later this week, we're going to be announcing a very exciting award for brilliant K through 12 STEM educators through the Albert Einstein Distinguished Educator Fellowship. We're going to be supporting them to get experience with government, working for a year in federal agencies and congressional offices. So more on that to come a little bit later. But today, I am thrilled to be able to introduce some of our awardees, and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they're excited for this summer. So Richard Zamora and Dr. Richard Lombardini, who is a dynamic duo from St. Mary's University in San Antonio. They're going to perform research on advanced circuitry for quantum computing systems at DOE's Lawrence Berkeley National Lab. Shania Green, who is a chemistry student from Fitchburg State University in Massachusetts. She's going to be working on renewable energy technology research at our National Renewable Energy Lab. Bliram Abdullah, who's a chemistry engineering student at the College of DuPage in Illinois, and is going to be researching artificial intelligence and machine learning and 4G and 5G networks at Pacific Northwest National Lab. And Danielle Yanni, who is a graduate student from Colorado State University, who's going to work with researchers at Oak Ridge National Lab on the materials we need to take quantum computing to the next level. I am so proud to be leading an agency that's supporting these brilliant young minds like you. And I'm happy and honored to be able to turn this back over to the Office of Science.
All right, y'all, as you can tell, the secretary is just so excited for all of you, so thrilled to be leading this agency, and just so happy that she gets to support all the great work that y'all are doing through programs like this. So I'm so glad you got to see that message, because as you can tell, the excitement is real, the energy is real. We're just so happy and thrilled for every single one of you, and I hope you just know that the Department of Energy is here. We hope you come knocking on our door again soon. We hope you want to come work for us after this, whether at the labs or here in DC. Please stay in touch. I hope you remember that the brilliant world-class scientists and engineers that you're going to be working with at the labs, every single one of them started out just like you. And so you all have such a bright future ahead of you. We are so thrilled that you're all going to be participating in these programs. Good luck with the end of the school year, and we hope that you have an absolutely fantastic time this